Hello, I'm sorry this garden update is a little bit later than usual. I have had my hands full, not only with this one, but also school holidays at the moment. So it's been a full house at our house. Also the weather's been a little bit crappy. So let's jump straight into it. I'm going to give you a full tour of my garden here in Melbourne, Australia, as I do every month. If this sort of thing appeals to you, hit that subscribe button and the like button, and let me take you for a look around. Let's start at the back. I clearly need to do some weeding because there are weeds everywhere here. And I've got my autumn leaf pile still stored there because it's awesome for mixing in with compost. You might remember me planting these guys. These lettuces are doing beautifully. I've already started eating some of those. The green ones are certainly more ready than the purple ones. This is the sorrel that I planted. Tastes kind of a little bit lemony-ish, a bit bitter. You can use it just in salad. Here's where my brassicas were. I've had to pull them all out because they got absolutely demolished. And under here, let's have a look at a radish. This one's definitely ready to come out. Oh, this is... it looks like a double radish. There you go. That is a fancy looking radish indeed. Under here, this is what happens when your cabbages get demolished, but in the inside is actually starting to grow. Now, I have had successes before with cabbages that got almost completely eaten and then they just kept growing. So I'm actually leaving them in there. Have a look there. You can see that inside is actually untouched, and while it doesn't have the big leafy outside that you would think it needs to get all its energy, it's still alive. There's a tiny little bud forming in the middle there. Look at that. I haven't completely given up on these cabbages yet. I'm just going to see what happens. Same with this one. See those inner leaves? They're okay. All right, let's look at this bed. These are some that came from that little white house that I have. Planted them ages ago. They've just been sitting there. They haven't grown very much because the roots haven't had a chance to, but they're fine to go in now. So I'm going to pop some of them over here. This is interesting. That was planted as a tiny little seedling. At a similar time to this was chopped off. So that was a full celery plant. Chopped it off at the base and it's all growing back. Interestingly, it's growing back at a similar rate to the seedling. So there's a little trick. If you are harvesting your celery, don't think that you've got to take the whole lot out. It just grows back. Here's my garlic here. I'm quite happy with my garlic, to be honest. What can I tell you about that? Some of it was planted as bulbs from the supermarket. Some of it was planted as little sprouts from the shop. Over here, my carrots. They've been eaten. Little rat bags, literally. You can see the tops are being chopped off and then they're trying to keep growing. Who knows if they'll turn into carrots or not. I don't have a huge amount of hope for them. I've shown you these lettuces before. I have been a little bit impatient and already eaten some of them. They're clearly not mature yet, but they're still going. Over in this little pocket, we've got our rainbow chard here. That's the one that Chloe planted. Quite happy in there. And this one is our chilies, still going. Still going. Super, super spicy. Are they bird's eye chilies or something like that? My food cubes over here. I've just planted some more endive. So these endives I started from seed, but I started them in my little house over there. So they've just gone in. These lettuces, I've been eating the outside leaves. I probably need to just let them go for a while to let them bulk up, but they're really, really yummy lettuces. More lettuces down here. My spring onion's looking sad because it's probably been squashed. And some more celery at the back there. Over here, I'm trying really hard to remember what this one's called. It's delicious. It's really kind of bitter leaves. I'll think of that in a minute. More lettuce. Lettuce that's been harvested. Lettuce that's been part harvested. Rocket. And I can hear Lucy Bear, so I'm going to go and grab her. But before I do, spinach. I think one of the reasons I'm feeling a bit flat about the garden at the moment is because I almost always have what I like to call snackable foods in the garden. And this year, what I had planned to be my snackable foods were my snow peas, my sugar snap peas, and green peas we just eat them inside out and they're delicious. And every single one of those plants also gone. Snow peas, sugar snap peas and green peas are going to go straight into the garden as soon as I start to see the first signs of spring. That's when the amount of food available for possums and rats becomes much more abundant, and they're much less likely to go straight for what I've got in my veggie garden. Quick look under here in my veggie pod. You can see I've got some bok choys here that are doing quite well, and some choice sums, I think they're called, at the back there. And I've just planted some new broccolini and kale plants. And we've got leek at the back there that are growing very slowly. My parsley I've cut right back. This blew off in the wind one day, and I didn't put it on straight away that night. One night was all it took, and the possums demolished the whole thing. I'm going to leave you with one more random little trick for the day. If you have snow peas or sugar snap peas, whether they've come from the garden or from the shop, and you've left them maybe too long in the fridge and they've started to go soft, I'll get you in a second, Flossie Moss. You right? And they've started to go soft, soak them in water, put them in the fridge if you need to, and they crisp right up. These were super soft, and now they are actually going to taste crunchy and beautiful. How you doing over here, Treasure? How you doing? Oh, hey. I'm going to keep it super short and sweet today because I've got a little Treasure in there who needs me, and it is too wet out here for her. Until next time, happy gardening. I can't wait to hear all about what you are growing in your homes.